said what?
How could they do something like that?
Are you serious?
What a thirsty MFer.
Not good. She's absolutely dead to me.
That's because she died.
I'm Sterling Mulberry.
And I'm Blair Payton. And welcome to
Bad Behavior, a morally questionable podcast.
We're two unqualified friends,
Two unhinged comedians,
determined once and for all what is good
and what is bad. Hi, Blair.
Hi, Sterling.
How are you?
I'm good. And as you
I
can
feel like
tell...
you sound tense. You sound tense.
Well, I just wanted to point out that there is no melodic melodies coming from my mouth. Are you happy?
I am. I'm happy. Before we started recording, I want to be honest to the listeners. I did say, Blair, you can't sing this intro because you sang the last two intros in a row. And I don't want that to become our brand.
I think it's nice. I think it's jovial and welcoming. It's like a Disney musical every time you listen to our podcast.
Okay, you know what I really never want to be known as? A Disney adult. Let me say that and put that on the record straight.
That is...
So I'm sorry. So Blair, you're a Disney adult. I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to actually exit this podcast with you.
I am not a Disney adult. The fact that you had to describe it as such... Well, and it's fun. I didn't mean to say Disney. Okay, now I'm putting myself in a position...
now he's sweating. He's sweating.
Well, because I know Disney adults, and I'm like, oh God, is that, by me just singing the opening, is that what I'm putting out into
You're
the
thinking like little birds, like little cartoon birds are like perching on your shoulder.
But I don't even really like musicals, but I have a song in my heart. It's very conflicting.
I do love that you have a song in your heart. Yeah, okay, so... I don't want to reveal too much, but we both had therapy today. So I feel like we're both coming in at, we're a little more sensitive today.
To say the least.
Blair and I realized today we have therapy at the exact same time. Like same day, same time, even though we're on kind of different coasts. And so I feel like we'll text each other kind of after therapy. I'll be like, hey, how you doing? Like we'll both be like, hey, any major revelations?
And does this mean our cycles are in sync?
I don't think that's what that means.
Oh.
Wait, so speaking of therapy, Blair, how do you I feel like you have a new therapist. Do you like them?
I will say I do enjoy this therapist. When I was going through the process, because for about 2 to 3, 10 years, I was keenly aware I need some sort of like mental help. Because not to go too deep, I have trauma, as everyone does.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know I need to talk to someone. And at this office I'm at now, they kind of assign you to a therapist. And the therapist I got assigned to was much younger than me. And I was like, oh, no. I'm sure they're a wonderful therapist, but I need someone who's had a little more experience because it just feels... a 40-year-old man like crying to like a 25-year-old.
You're like, I don't know what you're talking about in your therapy sessions, but I can imagine maybe if you were like, oh, I'm nervous about my 40th, and a 25-year-old's like, King, why are you even nervous at all? Like Gen Z being like.
I mean, honestly, that's kind of the vision I had in my head when they first assigned me to this person. Well, and actually a couple of years ago, before I had really good insurance, I went to this counseling service because I was going through a really specifically hard time. So I set up this appointment and I get there and there was this woman. She had a really good energy. So I was like feeling very optimistic about it. She leaves the room, comes back in, and she was like, okay, so we just hired this new intern and she's got to get some on the field practice. So she's actually going to be handling your intake session. And I was like, fantastic.
You're like, this is not an emotional state for an intern. We're going to need we need lots of degrees for this one.
But I also have I have trouble speaking my mind.
Yeah, no, that's a hard scenario. You're like, I'll take the intern.
Well, and it was funny because when I showed up, I initially thought it was her. So I kind of already just started unloading the story. She was like, hold on. You are going to be talking.
Like, Brenda, she's 17. Brenda.
The energy and how tiny she was, she felt like she was like in middle school. I'm sure she was probably early 20s. And she comes in and she sits down. I could feel her nervous energy. She was not making eye contact with me and she was just taking notes. And she was like, okay. And you could hear her voice cracking. She was like, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most, 1 being the least, how likely are you to commit suicide this weekend? And I was like, specifically this weekend? But the whole time I'm answering these like questions with very little empathy behind them. I just keep looking at the woman who I thought was going to be my therapist like, Come on. And she was like, nah, no. Then the girl leaves, and I'm sitting in there by myself. And then the woman that I loved, that I wanted to be my counselor, comes back in. She was like, okay, so we ran your insurance, and we actually don't take your insurance. But if you still want to meet with a counselor, it's about $200 a session. And I was like, look at what I'm wearing. Do you think I have $200 readily available to spend that on a weekly basis? And she was like, I know. She was like, I can give you some recommendations, but honestly, the story you were telling me up at the top was really juicy. I'd love to really know what was going on with that. And I was like, well, let's...
You're like, I'll take you to Starbucks.
I was like, do you like coffee for $5? I got you.
Oh my God. Yeah, it is a real journey to find a therapist and find the right one.
But like, what about you? I mean, did you have like...
Yeah, I've had 2 great therapists so far. I had to get a new one when I moved to LA, kind of. Yeah, no, I had a great, and they're like very different kinds of therapists. Like my first therapist was like, she was my girl. I'll be honest, she was my girl. Like she was giving me every single session. She's kind of therapizing me in Taylor Swift quotes, which is my love language. I mean, she'd be like, how deep of a cut can we go today? Like, can we do kind of the bonus tracks? And I'm like, girl, I know the bonus tracks. And she'd be kind of being like, well, remember in Taylor's life when she's kind of going through this? And I was like, of course I know. And I'm still in touch with her, and she's great, and I adore her.
I love that you're just still best friends with her.
Well,
she's actually a big fan of the podcast. She gave us a good review on Apple.
I'm sure she'd be a big fan. Let me tell you that. She's always very proud of me, and that is what I want in a therapist. And my second girl, we're been doing some deep digging with her. So, but it's much more of a California vibe. We're kind of starting each session with a meditation, which I really love, and then we're doing some deep diving. But she's honestly been amazing so far, and I'm loving kind of the various styles I've gotten with my girlies.
Wait, so
which are ultimately my therapist.
like with the meditation, she's just like talking, and you just sit there with your eyes closed?
Well, now you're making it sound weird.
Well, because it kind of feels weird.
We both have, I believe, I mean, I haven't opened my eyes, but I believe both of our eyes are closed. She's kind of meditating with me. It's not meditating. We're doing like some deep breathing and kind of like coming into the space, relaxing, kind of like thinking through thoughts of the last week.
Well, and I want to be clear. I'm not opposed to meditation because I try to do it myself to mixed results. But like, do you ever wonder? Because I would think she's doing it because, and this is how paranoid I can get sometimes. I would think she was just doing it to like kill time so she would have to hear less from me. Do you ever feel like that?
No, I don't. Well, I would say
will you now?
No, because she asked me, do you want to just jump in or do you want a meditation? She doesn't throw it on me. I kind of decide for the day.
Therapists are smart. They know mind games. She could be doing mind games on you.
I am so excited for our guest today, Blair, because he is absolutely hilarious. You know him from the podcast XOXO Gossip Kings, a Gossip Girl rewatch podcast, as well as the NBC show Grand Crew. Please welcome Carl Tart.
All right, Carl, thank you so much for coming on our podcast.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Now, let's dive right in. We really want to know, how do you handle conflict?
I try to always look at what is going on in that person's life before I like jump to any type of conclusion. And I'm forced to defend myself physically. No, I'm just kidding. but maybe not. But you know what I mean? Like, I did get into a little tiff with a friend one time where some words were exchanged, and it was just like a moment of like 2 rhinos like kind of pissing in the same bush.
Oh, I don't know if I've ever heard that metaphor before. 2 rhinos pissing in the same bush?
Yeah, just 2 male egos kind of being like, hold on. Wait, now you hold on. You know? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Me and my buddies are pretty level-headed dudes for, straight men. And we talk openly, we communicate well, we share our feelings and emotions and stuff. But sometimes we still get into a little bit of like wait a minute, hold on now.
How did you get out of the bush situation?
I realized that person was under a lot of stress in that moment. And I think he may have taken my words out of context. But when he initially took my words out of context, he took it out of context in a way that was almost like threatening. What you saying? And I was like, I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, okay then. I'm like, no, okay then. Getting out of the bush is being like, hey man, I apologize. I did not mean, taking the higher road.
Well, I gotta say, I think it's very progressive that you and all your straight male friends seem to be listening and communicating, because that feels like it's not a common thing with straight men.
Now I don't know. that. Every time I hear that, I go, well, not me and my friends do.
Maybe you're just being modest.
Yeah, a group of modest ass dudes. I will say yes. That night, we were drinking wine. I don't want to say. Do I want to say the story?
No, you don't have to say the story.
But I do want to know what wine you were drinking.
I was having a Zinfandel.
Oh, well, that is why it happened.
That's what'll do it, ain't it?
Yeah, because a very sweet wine.
He was having a Lambrusco.
Oh,
and
I love a Lambrusco, so unfortunately, I think I might be on your friend's side.
Oh, okay. No, you don't know the story yet. I guess I can tell you.
Okay.
I doubt he's going to listen to this. And this is a very close, very, very close friend of mine. But we also have a working relationship.
But he's not going to listen to the podcast. It doesn't sound like he's super supportive.
He's not super. He's got no time. He's working. He's constantly moving and shaking, and answering phones.
Is he an agent? Can I ask if is he an
He's
agent
not an
in
agent.
Hollywood?
He's not an agent. He is a showrunner though.
Oh, okay. So yeah, there's no way he's listening. He's very busy.
Can we ask what show? Or
yeah, you can ask what show.
We're gonna bring him in right now. Please welcome.
I mean, he's like one of my best friends. His name is Phil Jackson. He's a showrunner on the show that I'm on called Grand Crew. He created it.
Oh, okay, beautiful.
Yeah,
I love it.
And so one night we were out hanging out after work, and he's under a very stressful time. He's got a lot on his plate, and I'm telling him about something that happened on set that I didn't like, and he took a little bit of offense to that, to one of the elements that I was saying. And I was like, well, I'm not saying that offensively, but also I'm telling you about something on your show that I don't like. So I need you to take that in and respect that I also have a very large stake in the show. And then afterwards, I realized how we both had approached the conversation. And so I apologized, and he also apologized. And I said I loved him, and he said he loved me, and we hugged each other, and it was great.
That's really... I really have
Huge.
to tell you, most people are coming on and they say most people are not resolving conflicts, I would say.
Well, and can I also say, saying I love you, that's huge because I'm going to be honest. Every time Sterling calls me and says, all right, well, have a good day, like we're ending the phone call, she'll be like, I love you. And I'm like, I
always say that.
I love you too. I have a hard time saying it. So the fact that you can just freely throw it out there is huge.
Oh yeah, man. I love my friends. They're great guys. And we share a lot. And we are, in touch with our emotions, and we are therapized, and we out here and we getting it in. And so we have to, stay on like equal footing. And it's already tough working with a friend, and the work being so important in our minds. You know what I mean? We're not digging ditches,
no, totally.
But what we're doing. The relationship it's inevitably changed because of the fact that we are professionally linked, that our livelihoods are based on something that we're doing together, which is also the most awesome thing ever. And so we had there was a moment where it was something that involved work that I was not liking, and he didn't like the fact that I didn't like what I was not liking, and he voiced that, and I had to go, hold on now, I can bench press 315. I don't need you to. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You have to, but that's also unnecessary. Basically what I'm saying, a reason why I apologize, because I was like, that's unnecessary. But this is crazy, Sterling. Blair, this is nuts. Here's how I handle conflict. We've gone too far.
Good.
We've gone
that
too
was
deep.
Gorgeous.
No, it's fine. You just threaten them with how much you can bench.
Yeah.
And then, when they get nervous, you then say, I love you. We got it.
Feel the whoa with Listerine at BJ's. You can save $2.50 now on Listerine products like Total Care Anti-Cavity Fluoride Fresh Mint Mouthwash or Cool Mint Pocket Packs Fresh Breath Strips at your nearest BJ's location. Experience the feeling of a million germs zapped in seconds with Listerine. Discount available through December 24th. Save now only at BJ's.
So this is a game we like to call Heaven or Hell. And the way it works is we're going to present you something, some behaviors, and you are going to rank them on a scale from heaven or hell or purgatory, which is 5. Heaven is 10, hell is 1. And today, it's inspired by your podcast, XOXO Gossip Kings. We are going to have you rate gossiping behavior.
So this is going to be different kinds of ways of hearing gossip and the type of gossip, and if that's heaven for you or hell.
Okay.
Some of them are a little longer scenarios, so buckle up. Okay.
Okay, so our first one is, A 3-way phone call in which you reveal your feelings about your friend's significant other, not realizing they are also on the phone.
That's a 3 on the hell scale.
Oh, okay.
I would not do that unless I know how the person feels and how the other and where the other person stands in the same conversation. So like, let's say friend B is the person with the significant other. Let's call him Barry. Barry is the person with the significant other, and Barry has confided in me and friend A, Appleman. Barryman and Appleman.
Okay. Are they both superheroes?
So secretly.
Okay.
I don't know that yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they confided in each other about that, but they haven't told me.
Okay.
Oh, yep. Mm-hmm.
So Barryman is the guy with the significant other that we have thoughts on. And if me and Appleman are discussing those things and I didn't know that he was on the phone, I would not. I don't know if I'm doing the grading scale right.
I could see it in your eyes. You were like,
no, I feel like your grade makes sense. Okay, the grading scale is like, is this scenario absolute hell for you to be in, aka 0 or 1? Or are you like, in this scenario, I would say if it's heaven, you kind of want to reveal your feelings about your friend's significant other. And like, they're kind of putting you through the ringer because you don't know that your friend's on the phone. So you're kind of revealing what you wish to be revealed, but in a way that you're like, but you guys kind of bamboozled me. And so you're getting your feelings across, but you're kind of not in the wrong because they're doing like middle school prank towards you.
Yeah. So I would be pretty upset about that. I'll be pretty upset about that. I remember one time I slid a note to a friend talking about a girl in middle school, and he told that girl what I said. And she threatened to have her older brothers come to the school and jump me. And so I was very scared for the rest of the day. And I was like, I trusted you.
That's an intense reaction.
Even as a 7th grader, that dude was like, well, you shouldn't have been saying that about her. And I go, well, come on, man. Come on, man. we all get into it a little bit.
Wait, what did you say? Just like, I like her?
No. I think I called her a dumb broad or something like that.
Oh, I thought this was a crush, but you were kind of insulting her. That kind of makes more sense why she'd get her brothers. Okay. I thought you were just revealing your feelings, and she was like, my brothers are going to get after you.
No. I said something rude.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? We're going to go into scenario number 2. We'll see if this one makes any more sense.
The first one made sense, but that would be insane for my friends to do that to me.
Oh, yeah. No, I know. It's very middle school. I don't think that scenario happens in over 15 years to anyone. Okay. Overhearing about an affair between 2 people at work while you're secretly in the toilet stall.
Oh.
Not secretly, like they don't know you're in the toilet stall.
They don't know. So I'm hiding that I'm hiding that I'm taking a fat one. All my feet up because I don't want them to see my shoes. If they see my shoes, they're going to know I'm taking a shit. Up.
That's right? Just kind of how you do it regularly. But I will say you have so many shoes that they might not know, right? Because they might be
I'm wearing these
over.
Special Vans that have leopard print or cheetah print, roses, and checkerboard on them.
It's like the Wendy Williams shoe cam.
Yes, I'm going to say this is a 7 because I would love to know about this affair. I'm going to walk out of the stall and say, yes, I told everybody I was running in my car. I came down here to take a shit. But now I know something about y'all. Y'all know something about me. My bowels is fucked up today. Let's call it even.
So you would kind of go into that scenario, make sure to open the stall while it's there, either mid-conversation or maybe midst makeout. You wouldn't kind of like be like, let me keep this secret tidbit to myself so I can kind of have some fresh gossip for set.
You know, everybody when they're doing something bad in the bathroom, they always do the half look under the stalls.
Mm-hmm.
So I would assume, like they don't like completely stick their head under the stall, but they just do like the dip just to see if somebody's in there. Well, let me see. All right, here we go.
I will say this, because if they come in there to gossip, they don't necessarily know you're in there. So you could wait till they leave, and then again, you have this information.
And just have something.
Yeah.
But what if my man is really knocking it down? And I got the time is going by, and I'm just like, I got to get back to work. Like my break has gone too long.
You could start singing.
That's how he reveals
Singing
himself.
on the toilet, yeah. Wait a minute, who's in here? Now what if they have a gun? Yeah, what if they shoot over the stall just to I dodged the bullet.
Well, first of all, what company is this? How did they get in with
John Wick & Co. John Wick & Co.
Okay.
I do accounts payable for John Wick & Co.
I think for your own safety, you might want to update your LinkedIn and just kind of peruse your options. Okay.
All right, boy. Number 3.
Discovering that the post in which you hard launch a significant other has been shared by over 1,000 people.
Oh. You know, look at this. Look. Like that. Like people are like, oh my God.
Like I know for me, when some people get engaged on Instagram, I'm sending that to my high school chat.
Yeah, she's inciting it.
Yeah.
I'm sending it. We're talking about it.
I mean, I think if I post it, this is purgatory. If I were to do that, I know I would assume that it would be shared around, and I would be hoping, that's one of those no press is bad press type situations. You want to share it? You want to say that my significant other is not a looker, or you want to be like, oh man, she's cute, or like she's white, or she's this, or whatever you want to share that information with. Is kind of like, I knew what I was doing when I posted this, so I feel like this is pretty neutral.
Okay.
Yeah. Am I right or wrong? Y'all not giving me nothing.
No, there is no right
grades?
or wrong. This is all.
No, there's no right or wrong.
Yeah.
This is just opinions. I would say
Okay.
that makes total sense to me. I honestly would be offended if it's not shared with more people. I kind of want my numbers to be high.
Yeah. What if it had like
Yeah, 0,
3,000
like no
likes,
one cares?
but 2 shares?
Yeah,
Oof.
then I'd be like,
Then it's deactivating my account.
All right, number 4. Finding out that Dumois, a famous gossip site, has mistaken you for another celebrity and posted about your weird coffee order.
That would be crazy. I always am scared but excited to ever make it to that.
Okay, so even if you were being kind of mistaken for someone else, you'd be excited.
That ain't me. Then they'd be like, who's to say? Who's to say it was you? Let me think of what grade I would give this.
Okay. And we'll tell you if you're correct.
Thank you so much. I would say this is a 4.
Oh, okay, that's kind of low.
Because I don't like rumors, but it also wouldn't be that ridiculous. Like, what's my coffee order?
Like you're like, oh, you're dying to get on Dumois, but the first thing that you ever get on is like a weird coffee order.
Is coffee? And I'd be like, man, that's weak. I've been out here living foul. And that's what y'all mad about? I was on the Epstein plane.
All right. Next one. Here we go. A fellow improviser subtweeting about someone on your improv team not yes-anding correctly at your improv show.
I'm gonna say purgatory again. I'm gonna say 5 because I feel like this is stuff that happens, but it's more interesting when it happens and it's like a person farther away that is talking about somebody else who is further away. That way we can hit in the group chat and be like, who y'all think they talking about? Like, that's always fun.
Yeah. Okay, we have one last one. Screenshotting a strange text convo with a friend and saying, how do I respond? But accidentally sending it to that friend.
Hell. And it's happened to me before. I had to like come up with something quick, being like, yeah, I was just trying to show this to, I kind of told the truth, honestly. I was showing this to a friend because I was trying to make sure that I'm not crazy in this situation. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
But it still got me in trouble.
I gotta say, that's always a big fear of mine. And even though I've sent it to the right person, because my OCD will kick in, I'll be like, let me check it like 4 or 5, 20 times just to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's our game. Thank you so much for playing. That was so fun.
There is no prize, and you got most of them correct.
Yeah. Which ones did I get wrong?
Can't tell you.
Damn.
Feel the whoa with Listerine at BJ's. You can save $2.50 now on Listerine products like Total Care Anti-Cavity Fluoride Fresh Mint Mouthwash or Cool Mint Pocket Packs Fresh Breath Strips at your nearest BJ's location. Experience the feeling of a million germs zapped in seconds with Listerine. Discount available through December 24th. Save now, only at BJ's.
We've come to the main event of today. I think you know why you're here.
Mm-hmm.
So Blair and I, we're experts when it comes to behavior. And so I think you have a story to share with us today to kind of get our insight if it's good behavior or bad.
I'm about to come clean. And this is a big deal in our liberal bubble currently. This is something that could get me in a lot of trouble. And it's something that I don't fully hide because I think that's worse to hide it real deep, but like something that I don't am not open about. But it's a hot button topic.
Okay, I'm the edge of my seat.
The other night, I'm driving in my car. I'm headed to meet some friends. The rain is pouring in Los Angeles, and Los Angeles is a beautiful city when it rains. And this song pops in my head. I'm like, damn, I want to hear that song. The song is, do what you want, by Lady Gaga featuring R. Kelly.
Yes. I'm familiar.
I understand that this is a problematic thing to do, but it sent me down a little bit of rabbit hole being like, damn, I haven't heard. Because I was driving in the area that I went to high school in. Music can be a thing that's like, it puts you in a mood that it makes you happy. And I passed by my high school and the streets I used to roam in when I first started driving, and I got into a nostalgic mode, and I had already listened to that Lady Gaga and R. Kelly song, and I put on another R. Kelly song.
And which one was next?
I'm a Flirt, which was out when I was a senior in high school.
Okay, I'm not familiar. Can you sing like just a couple of bars just so we can be in the same?
You really trying to? You're the FBI. Is what you are. You're the feds.
Yep, Blair is the FBI. Yep.
You're trying to get me to sing it because if I listen to it, it's all in my head. But if I sing it out loud, that means I really embrace it.
If you could sing it, could you sing all the lyrics?
Remember, I'm a flirt. Soon as I seen her walk up in the club, I'm a flirt. You know it. Y'all know it. Don't do this to me.
Okay, Blair. You got him.
I got you. I got you.
But here's what I did. A lot of these songs are not on streaming sites anymore because of his mishaps. Is this bad behavior? Because I'm going to YouTube and listening to just some user who uploaded the song. And the reason why that other song played was just because it was just in the rotation. Am I wrong for going and listening to this and keeping it on and grooving to it in the privacy of my own vehicle?
Do you have the app youtube.com on your phone?
Yes, I do.
Do you have Smart Play in your car?
I have CarPlay.
Okay, that one. I don't have anything. I just have aux cord. I kind of have an older car. Because now my questions are kind of veering into this. Were you kind of distracted driving at all for R. Kelly?
I did type in the Lady Gaga one. I did do that. For that, I do apologize to the American people. I did it in a safe place. It was at like a red light. You know what I mean? But yeah. I was behind the wheel.
No, that's okay. And were you typing in R. Kelly or Lady Gaga?
Lady
or
Gaga.
The name of the song?
Didn't type the name R. Kelly. Lady Gaga, do what you want.
Okay.
It just so happens that he is featured on the song. Now, after that song is over, the autoplay then suggested and went into another R. Kelly song, which was I'm a Flirt.
How many R. Kelly songs did you allow to fill up your car space?
About 4 of them. Yeah, there was a couple more in there because it was the jams, And as soon as the one came on that I didn't like, which was the song I Wish, turned it off. Said, Carl, what are you doing? Listening to this man. However, the issue that people get with canceled artists is don't support them financially, right?
And again, you were streaming it from youtube.com.
YouTube.com. Users that uploaded it under different users.
We don't know who this user is. It could be kind of R. Kelly in disguise.
It could be anybody. Could be R. Kelly in disguise. And if he's getting that 0.0015 cents from that stream, I apologize.
What were the other 2 songs that you did allow?
Same Girl, him and Usher, and Number One Sex with the song that he had Carrie Hilson. I think he wrote the song and it was a demo.
Well, I want the listeners to know the truth about where I'm going to be coming from for my judgment. And I'm so sorry. I am pulling up an old tweet.
Uh-oh.
This one's a hard one for me to kind of be able to judge because I did something in my past I'm not proud of. And it is this tweet. This isn't good. I want you to know this is from the year 2013. Dream Boy, R. Kelly. So this one's a hard one for me to judge because I want to be honest, I'm not an impartial judge on this one. It's hard. It's hard when it comes to canceled artists. I will say at the time he was not canceled. But
he should have been canceled.
He probably was. I just didn't know anything.
That's the thing. That's another thing about the cancel culture. Is it's flawed in its nature because we have known about R. Kelly's crimes since 2002. It was kind of like this. People just kind of didn't think about it. You know what I mean? Until the documentary came out, I was like, oh, wait a minute. We probably should get this guy out of here. Now, R. Kelly's going to be in jail for 30 years. He's gone. Me listening to those songs on YouTube, I do not believe is benefiting him. It's easy for somebody to be like, well, you shouldn't have done it anyway. Go off on me about that. I know what type of person I am. I know that I do not support R. Kelly in his personal endeavors, but you can't deny that the man didn't make some good music.
My worry is it's almost like eating just a little bit of piece of cake. And you're like, I just listened to it this once, but now those lyrics, they're even more in your head. And now is this taking you down a path kind of every time you're getting into the car? You're like, just one more. You know, like that's the worry. It's kind of, I'm kind of being the DARE program on the podcast today. We're giving you a little slice of something. Is going to lead
a little
down
slice,
a path
and it leads
that's
to
no
me.
good.
It leads to me going to law school and passing the bar and working till my death to get him out of prison.
Yeah, exactly. That's my worry.
You know, I understand exactly where you're coming from. Going through an old neighborhood, getting nostalgic, listening to music that takes you back to that time. And it's good to always reflect and see how you've grown. But at the same time, you were very defensive when you were telling this story, naturally so. And when I asked you how you were feeling in that moment, you said nostalgic, but no remorse then. It's only now that you're verbalizing it because you know it's dangerous territory, like Sterling said. And like even Gaga knew to replace the artist with Christina Aguilera and release that version.
She didn't know.
You know?
She didn't know when they recorded it. She didn't know that when they recorded it. She got into the studio with that man, and they were on SNL, and they were humping around that stage. Everybody remembers it. And then as soon as the shoe dropped, Gaga was like,
well, you know how the industry is. They tend to push women. They're very like
Blair.
into the music label was probably pushing her to do that to like kind of expand her brand.
R. Kelly wasn't that popping at that time.
And so,
no way.
Are you sure? I feel like my information's pretty correct.
R. Kelly was not popping at that time. He was.
So the
not
fact that you're
popping when
also
song
coming for Gaga feels also dangerous.
No. And that's why I brought up that song first. Because I was like, I know they're going to try to twist this around. And I
have one last question that could really, I feel like, sway. Now, did you arrive to your destination? Was that the last song you had played? Or did you try to maybe absolve some guilt and play some kind of song that like is uplifting a new artist or something to kind of, what did you listen as your final song?
After I turned off the last song that I had listened to, I went straight back to SZA's album, which has been on repeat for the past since it came out.
Would it be a situation if you were deemed bad that you would kind of feel what's the word? Absolved? Is that the word? Am I using that?
Yeah. Would you feel a little lifted of your guilt if we're able to deem you bad? Then you can kind of do a punishment. We have a punishment for you today, or a reward. That then you can kind of move through the rest of your day and be like, I absolved myself.
Yeah, sure.
Would that feel good?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then
you have been deemed bad behavior.
All right, Carl. Since you've been deemed bad behavior, we have a celebrity apology for you to read.
Wow.
To try to absolve you of your guilt. So today's celebrity apology is an apology by Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh my gosh. I just want to apologize to her and to everyone who thought it was really inappropriate to me. Sorry. Sometimes I fuck up. I did at Nobu.
Wow.
And for listeners, Carl, I've never been to Nobu. Do you have any context of what Nobu is in Los Angeles?
It's very expensive and it's not enough food. It's a place where you go to be seen, and you have to leave there and go to McDonald's.
Can I really quickly just say what that context of that quote was?
Yes,
really quick. Okay, Rosie O'Donnell thought that Priyanka Chopra, aka Nick Jonas's wife, was the daughter of Deepak Chopra, and so she said, "Oh, I know your dad," and then Priyanka said, "That's not my dad," and then she said, "I apologize to Nick Jonas's wife or something," and she didn't say her name again. Anyways, Rosie O'Donnell doesn't know who Priyanka Chopra is, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Read up on it.
Going forward, are you going to be listening to any R. Kelly music? Or?
I won't be listening to any R. Kelly or any Gaga because she was in cahoots. I'm just playing. Don't take that.
And that's the teaser clip.
Yeah, that's the teaser. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Carl. Before we go, can you tell listeners where to find you?
Now I'm scared too. No, you can find me on you can find me on Instagram at dammitcarl DAMMITCARL. You can listen to my one of many podcasts. I think the one that's most important, most appropriate for this show is XOXO Gossip Kings, a Gossip Girl rewatch podcast I host with my very good best friend Lamar Woods on HeadGum, wherever you get your podcast. Find that there, and watch along with us. Watch the Gossip Girl with us. I'm watching it in real time. I'm season 4, episode 6. Please don't spoil it. Please don't hit me up to spoil the show. That would suck. other than that, watch Grand Crew on NBC Friday nights at 8:30 p.m. or stream it the next day, Saturday, on Peacock.
And that's our show. Thanks so much for listening today.
We absolutely hate to do this. We hate it.
But it would mean the world to us if you can subscribe to the podcast wherever you get podcasts, rate and review.
Follow us at Bad Behavior NYC on Instagram and TikTok. Thanks again for listening.
And remember, whatever your moral status, we are always here to judge.
Bye.
Do you think that was good?
Ah, feel the whoa with Listerine at BJ's. You can save $2.50 now on Listerine products like Total Care Anti-Cavity Fluoride Fresh Mint Mouthwash or Cool Mint Pocket Packs Fresh Breath Strips at your nearest BJ's location. Experience the feeling of a million germs zapped in seconds with Listerine. Discount available through December 24th. Save now only at BJ's.